Do your thing. That's fine. You're an adult, but let children be children.
Right.
And the other thing I was pointing out is, why is the government so easily able to help with this? Why does the government encourage this? Why do they want children to manipulate their gender all of a sudden?
Right, and then that's when I reposted and I put that it's basically depopulation. So if you have little girls that like little girls, then you won't have children. If you have little boys that like little boys, then you won't have children. If you have little boys that think they're girls more so, and we believe in that notion without them even going through puberty or giving them an opportunity to figure out who they truly are, we'll have more confusion and less babies. That was my point. Now, when it comes to people who choose to be gay or choose to be lesbian or choose to change their sexuality with the mind frame of an adult, and you're able to do that on your own, I don't have anything against you. I have gay family members, I have lesbian family members, as well as friends, and I don't judge grown people who make grown choices. But when we're talking about these babies, we have to be very mindful about what they're being fed, because if my niece comes to me and she say, "Auntie, I want to be a boy," and I'm like, "Why, Chinky?" "Oh, because I was watching a show with Sasa, and boys are very strong. They know how to shoot fastballs. They win when it comes to like tussling and little fights." And I'm like, "Well, you don't have to be a boy for that." And I can explain these things to her that she may be confused about. But if she's telling me, I think that I am a boy, and she still feels that after she goes through puberty, I'm not going to label her insane. I'm going to listen to her, take heed, and support her. But we're talking about making children feel like they can make a choice of changing their genitals before they even go through puberty. You don't even know who you are or what you like. Young women are talking about BBLs and things like that before their breasts and their buttocks are even fully developed. So we have to be very sensitive and mindful when we're dealing with our children. We are not talking about grown people who can make the choice to do and be whatever they choose to do and be. We're talking about children who may even look at us later on and say, "Well, why did you let me do that?" And it's like, I wanted to be in support of you.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Young Lee Jr. You hear it on Lil Mama. She was really known back in the day. Her hit song "Lip Gloss is Popping." I was playing that not too long ago, but she started this heterosexual movement against anti-LGBTQ bullying. Basically, in a ways that she's not really against trans people or homosexuals. It's just the fact that when heterosexuals express their opinions on certain things, like she just said in this video about educating their children or educating their family members why they're making such a decision, that's going to really alter their lifestyle, they shouldn't be ridiculed. And to agree, I agree with her. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, I know some people that's homosexual, family members and stuff like that. So I'm not really against them, but at the same time, I still have the ability to voice opinion, because the thing is that we live in a culture right now, especially in America, that if you even speak out against something that's really not normal in a way, yeah, you will be ridiculed. You might lose your job. I mean, you will lose a lot of assets. It depends what type of person you are. And at the end of the day, man, you have to stand for something, man, because it's all in the TV shows, in the movies. It's all in a lot of these things that a lot of these children have access to, especially in this media. We live in a social media type of culture right now. And so everything the kids that listen to and they look at, the visual, they it's embedded in their subconscious mind. So if they see like gay cartoon shows, they see like gay TV shows, at the end of the day, they're gonna start thinking that that's normal, and they're like, okay, well, I want to be like that. Even they starting to come out with a gay Captain America, and you thinking about this, you're like, okay, well, is this really normal in a way? Like, as a child, you don't know too much. You only know what's being taught to you, and this is a mass agenda that's going on behind. So I believe that little mama, she has a really a great point here, discussing about this and trying to figure out a way to alter this thing, because we shouldn't, as parents or individuals, just be on scope for actually expressing our opinions. But at the same time, people in the LBGQT community can sway their opinions on us, and we supposed to accept it. And that's a huge issue. That's like a mainly a civil war that's going on here in this Western culture. And you're thinking about this too, man. I mean, I think, people in China, they got a huge army and stuff. They going on this training their men masculine and stuff like that. I mean, because they looking at us, you know, a lot of countries kind of mimicking us and getting prepared just in case the stuff hits the fan. And with this, I think I appreciate her actually talking to Rizza Islam. Rizza Islam, really great founder. He loves, I like how he educate and break down facts like in a whole minute. And he really loves the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, so which is good for him. But I do agree with her on the depopulation, and that might be a mass agenda that's going on behind here and behind scenes. Because if a man and a man like each other, you can't populate, you can't create a child biologically. Same thing for a woman. And at the end of the day, yeah, you can get a surrogate, but at the same time, it's kind of dismantling the family structure in a way, because it's like, okay, well, you don't really have, you know, a mom and a dad together, you know, that created this child, and they bringing them into a family member. So, I mean, at the end of the day, man, you know, what can you do? You gotta start somewhere. And plus, little mom, this might not hurt her too much because she's really not deep into the industry. I'm pretty sure she's not the only one that feel this type of way. The only celebrity that has a lot of influence that feel this type of way. But the thing is, you know, a lot of celebrities and people who has a huge public figure audience, they're, you know, they may be a little bit apprehensive because they're like, dang, I don't want to speak out on this. I might lose my money, things that I worked up, you know, work hard for over the years. So I'm just gonna sit back and be quiet. But it maybe takes like a little mama or under individuals, man, that lives in the community to do something and get people to follow suit. I just want to read this too, according to the Insider. Little mama also faced backlash last week after sharing a transphobic tweet on her Instagram story. So the tweet, which followed former First Lady Michelle Obama's interview with 13-year-old, y'all remember that Zaya Wade, who is transgender, questioned why teenagers will be allowed to transition. And as you can see, I think Rizza Islam, she shared this on her Instagram feed. She was like, okay, well, you know, they too young. You too young to go to a club, too young to get a driver's license, too young to drink alcohol, too young to smoke cigarettes, too young to even rent a car, but you're old enough to cut off your genitals. I think too, in a way, is that if you have a child, right, you know what I'm saying, and he say, oh, I just want to be a girl, like, okay, well, why? You have the right as a parent to educate him, because you know that's not normal. Like, you're not a woman. You're biologically not a woman. You are a man. And this is why God created you as a man. And whatever you do in your household, you should be able to really, as a great parent, to set them up for success. Yeah, you can't control what they do at the end of the day, because when they grow up, they're going to make their own decisions. But at least you can lead them in the right path. So once they grow up, they won't turn away from unrighteousness. And that's what a good parent's supposed to do. So I agree with Lil Mama on this. I mean, you know, why is this? Like, the reason why people do things that's abnormal, it may be something that's, you know, that they was influenced on, or it could be a lack of information, or it could be an emotional turmoil that's going on with them. So at the end of the day, they might not even want to do that, and they might regret it. So I believe that if like a young man wants to cut off his genitals, or a woman wants to be a guy and cut off her breasts and stuff like that, man, why is that? Educate them. Why do you want to do that? What is going on deeply spiritually with you? So I agree with Lil Mama on this. Hope this heterosexual movement actually become very, very big. At first, you know, I was like, hey, is this really serious? You know, but until I started reading about it, it could go down to one of the best movements in history if you go and get it to the support. But like I said, you got to unify. You got to collectively come together. You got to have an agenda. And hopefully, you know, things will start turning around that we can be able to voice our opinions freely instead of just accepting this mass agenda that the government is pushing. But that's all I really have to say. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. This is the fastest growing channel in the world. Please tell me what you guys' thoughts on this, man. I'm out. Deuces.